Good morning. Welcome to Clay ShareCon, and we have an extra special broadcast this morning. We have a pre-recorded breakfast broadcast. This is a Nerikomi Cup tutorial by one of our fabulous Clay Share members, Yonat. She sent this video in, and I'm really excited to share it with you, and I think you're going to love it. So check it out. We'll be back in a bit with the full live portion.
Hi, my name is Yonata Scalo. I am a Clay Share Prime member. I started as a polymer clay artist. I wrote a book which is available on Amazon, and I have 50 free classes on my YouTube channel. I'm working now to use my knowledge in polymer clay and make a Nerikomi. This is my first Nerikomi tutorial. I hope you will enjoy it. Happy Clay ShareCon! Tools and materials. I'm going to use a white stoneware clay. I'm going to use this stain. This is the stain that they sell in my local pottery shop. Gloves to protect my hands just from staining, a mask so I won't inhale the stain, a scale, and I'm going to put a silicone mat, it's baking sheet, on my table to protect it from the staining. More tool and materials to prepare my cup. I'm going to use this bouquet that I bought from Annie. The site is earth2annie.com. For using it, this is used for the bottom of the cup. For using it, I prepared also a drape mold that I prepared from this bowl, so I can drape my bottom of the cup for fixing and cleaning. I'm also going to use this cutter from Debbie at Della Design Gifts for making a wonderful clay share handle. I'm going to use this rim rounder from Alexandria Pottery Co. It's one of the best, I think. For making the wall of the cup, I'm going to use this fabric. It's a cotton bedsheet fabric. It's the part of the way to smooth the wall of the cup. I'm going to use thickness strips. It is very important that all the parts of the wall of the cup will be the same thickness. I'm going to use the yellow rib. This rubber rib that I found on Amazon is very helpful to clean the bottom. Pottery sponge, a clay knife, serrated rib. I'm also going to use this wire cutter that I found on Amazon. It is very helpful to slice the cane for preparing the wall of the cup. And my template, it's 12 inch by 4.5 inch, and a circle cutter that is 4 inch to make the bottom. Another thing I'm going to use is this extruder with the square die. We are also going to use some brushes. This shear foam, we are going to use it to fix the bottom of the cup. A divided dish to make the two colors of the slip inside. This toothbrush, it's a soft toothbrush with a straight edge we will use it to make some mud in certain areas of the cane we prepare. This clay shaper or color shaper and 2 simple wooden rulers. Okay, now I'm going to stain my clay. I prepared 100 grams of clay. I'm wearing gloves to keep my hands clean, and it is recommended to wear masks to avoid inhaling the dust from the stain. I will shape my clay into a bowl. And I will add 10 grams of stain to my bowl. Now I will spray some water to avoid inhaling the dust. This also makes the clay more white, so the stain doesn't dry the clay. If I need more than 100 grams, I can repeat the process with more clay, just calculating how many grams of stain I need for for having 10%. I'm working on a baking silicone mat to protect my table from getting stained, and that will also help me to collect all the stain from the surface. We're almost done. Done. This clay is the original clay from the package. This clay is mixed 10% with the stains that I chose. The third color will be equal parts of both colors mixed together. So we will get 5% of the stain in the result clay. Done. Now I have all my colors prepared. This is 10%, this is 5%, and this has no stain in it. This color I need double the amount for my pattern. To prepare the clay for going into the extruder, I wrap it with a saran wrap, like this. I prepare a coil and then I wrap it. This keeps the extruder clean. And one end I cut with scissors. This will be the end that goes into the die. This end has to be open. Now my clay is ready to be extruded. I will start with the light color, so if my extruder will get a little bit messy, that won't be a problem. I insert in a way that this end is open. Sometimes if it's hard, you need to use both hands. This is the first one. To release, you need to press this handle. This way you can open the barrel. And you can see that the clay is all stuck in the nylon, in the saran wrap, so the barrel is clean. Now that I have all my color extruded and ready for use to make my pattern, I'm going to use a toothbrush, very soft one with a straight edge. I'm going to dab it on my sponge to let excess water go out, and I want to create my cane. I brush the surface of each part where they are going to touch. This is the first couple. Now I'm going to do the second couple. I'm just creating some mud. Now with my finger I'm going to smooth the connection point so it will be as flat as possible. Now I'm going to put the 4 of them together. I will take some water, I will dump them out on my sponge, and then I will brush the surface, creating some mud. Now for the pattern, I need the dark part to be on this side, the light part to be on this side. I can see I have some air bubbles here. If they come out in the slices, I will just not use these slices. Now I cut the cane in half. Like this. I want to attach them, but I want to arrange the direction first. Now those two need to be touching. This is my cane. Now my cane is ready. I'm going to wrap it in plastic like this. And let it rest for at least a day. I'm going to use this template. I'm going to make a cup. This template is 12 inch by 4.5 inch. For the bottom I use the circle for the 4 inch, and this is the size for my handle. It is 7 inch. I'm going to build a slab for my cup. It is very important that all the parts of the slab will be the same thickness. So I'm using a thickness strip. I will use the same thickness strip when I prepare the other slabs for my cup. This wire I bought on Amazon. I put the cane facing down on my work surface. I put the slab, the thickness strips beside it, and this is how I cut the slices. I put the wire on the thickness strips, I place a finger behind the cane, and I'm going to pull the wire. Here's my first slice. I'm going to repeat it until I have enough slices for my slab. This is an example of a slice that I had an air bubble in it. I will not use it. Maybe I'll cut in the middle and use only the left side. The one with the air bubble, I'm not going to use it. I'm arranging all my slices to be the same orientation, so we will have a repeating pattern. You see, I have slightly more than what I need. It's better. I rolled the slab using the same thickness strips that I used for the slices. This is for the bottom of the cup. The slab is very wet, so I will let it rest a little bit before I add it to my cup. Now I'm cutting the slab to a strip that I will use later. I'm cutting with the knife straight down. Now I'm making the second strip for my cup. This is a clay that is not stained with stains. I'm preparing it the same way, using my thickness strips, so I'll have the same thickness. And I'm cutting with my knife up and down, directly down to the surface. Okay, now I'm going to connect all the pieces for the wall of my cup. This is a cotton bedsheet that I cut to use to make the wall of the cup. These are simple wooden rulers that I will use to make sure that my edges are straight. I just take the rulers and press the edges like this to make them straight. I will do it to all my pieces. Now we are going to start. I'm taking the first slab that I rolled, put it inside the view. I'm going to use my soft toothbrush to prepare the first slice of dark clay that I have. And now I'm going to start adding my pieces. I make sure that the dark squares are facing the dark piece. and I will use my wooden ruler to make sure that sticks. Second one. I do the edges that are going to touch the other pieces, and I'm using the ruler to make sure they go to place. Now I'm going to add the last one. So I prepare the surface. As you can see, I need to convince those to catch. And I bring the last one. Okay, now it's ready. I'm going to cover it with another cotton sheet. Make sure there are no wrinkles. I can feel with my hands that the surface is not level. I'm going to work with the rib and start leveling it. Everywhere I feel that the surface is not flat, I will use the rib to make it flat. If there are wrinkles like here, I raise the fabric. Like this, and I will stretch it. I don't want to have any wrinkles on the surface. The fabric kind of holds the surface, so I wouldn't distort the pattern of my cane. Now it's much better. I will flip it over and do the same on the other side. First, I want to make sure I don't have any wrinkles. The surface here is much more flat because it was face down before. Flipping it back. And now we have a slab ready for making our cup. I will run my finger over this side. This side is going to be the top of the cup, and this side is going to be the bottom. So I press it a little bit like this to prepare it to meet the slab that I made the bottom from inside the pookie. It will be slightly angled. This slab, I rolled it also on the same thickness strips. I'm making the bottom. It's made from the dark clay that we tinted with the stains. I'm using a 4-inch cookie cutter. I like to make the bottom with the pookie that I bought from Annie. The site is f4annie.com. I prepared a drape mold to put I made it out of this bowl to put the bottom on this drape mold when I fix it for cleaning. I score this with a macerated rib. I will also score the edge of this round piece. I'm using my brush to create some mud. It's like preparing a special slip for this specific color. And now I will drape it for cleaning on my drape mold. I'm keeping this the bookie to use it when I put the bottom on my cup. You can see that the foot is not really in the center, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to take this part off. You will see later on. Now it will wait until I make the cup for it. Now I'm going to cut my slab using my template. This time I'm going to do an angle cut. I will use the rulers that I used before, and I'm doing an angle cut. Same on the other end. Now my slab is ready for making the cup. I'm going to brush the angled cut that I did. To connect it. My fingers holding from the inside, and my other finger is pressing from the outside. Now we are going to attach the bottom of the mug. I'm going to score the bottom of the wall. I'm going to score the pookie bottom that I made. I'm curling the bottom so it will hold the pookie, closing it a little bit. Now I will put the pookie on the bottom and use it to keep the bottom round when I'm flipping the mug. Now I'm using my finger in motion like this to attach the wall to the pookie, to the bottom pookie. And then I will let it stiffen up a little bit. I will round the opening of the mug and I will let it stiffen up a little bit. Now I'm going to use this tool from Alexandria Pottery Co. It's a rim rounder. This will make my rim round. Now I will cover my cup with a nylon and let it stiffen up for a few hours. Now my mug is almost leather hard. I'm going to clean the bottom. I'm using this shear foam to scrape the excess pookie part. I can feel it with my fingers where I have more to take off. And I have this rubber rib. Just a minute, I can feel that I still have some left here to take off. Now I'm going to smooth it with this rubber rib that I also found on Amazon. This rib has a straight side and a curved side. I'm using the straight one. Here I have some more that I need to scrub. Okay, now my bottom is ready. I will let it stand a little bit for getting harder, close to leather hard, so I can add the handle. Now we are going to make a handle. I have this template here that I can see that I have the length of the handle that I need, and I have this cookie cutter from Debbie from DellaDesignGifts.com to make a fancy glacier handle. So I start with rolling the clay. Let's check we have the enough. Okay. See what a nice handle, and the other side. I will let it rest a little bit, so it will be next to leather hard. I'm going to prepare a dark slip and light slip for attaching my handle. I will take a lump of clay. I will put it in water, and now I have a sticky slip. I will have it soon. Now I do the same for the other color. I will put it in water and prepare some slip. I will add some water. And now I'm ready to attach the handle. My mug and my handle are now almost leather hard. I want to attach the handle. I will score it. Because I have two colors on my mug, I will use a different slip for each part. For the top part, I'm going to use this slip. And for the lower part, I'm going to use this slip. I didn't score this part. Now I will find the seam on my mug and I will make a mark where the handle needs to go. We'll take it off. Now I'm scoring here and here. I will add the dark slip to the lower part and the light slip here. And I'm going to attach the handle. I'm supporting from the inside while pressing from the outside. And I will use a color shaper to clean the slip. Now I will let this cup dry and fire it to bisque and then to cone 6. Here we have the final cup after glazing out of the kiln. I'm very, very happy. You can see the Nerikomi pattern on the outside and on the inside. I think it came out wonderful.